Okay, I don't know what happened there with the connection. I lost the connection. Came back here in a different room. Sorry about that. Just give me a few minutes here. Let me take care of a few things. Let me know if y'all can see me, if the signal is okay, if the quality of the video is okay. Let me know. Okay, awesome. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know what happened. The connection dropped. So I have to switch room right now. So sorry about the inconvenience. Let me reshare these. Then we'll get back to the question. So originally the question was, what type of tools out there that I can use to track or analyze the social media content, right? So for that, let me show you. Let's see. So I was talking about, let's see right here. So quest schedule. So basically quest schedule. I can't even say that. Quest schedule, right? Quest schedule. The schedule, right? So this is mainly for the content from within your website. So if you do a blog post on specifically for a self-hosted WordPress-based website, so if you write material and you schedule it on the back end where the content can be posted on your website, it basically can be published on your self-hosted based WordPress website. Then after that, it will go to specific social media channels like the Twitter or Pinterest or Facebook and LinkedIn and so forth. The cool thing about this plugin, what it does, it shows you whether your content was actually been read through the social channel. So it comes with an analytics on the back end. So that's mainly just having that specific content from your website, especially the blog. Okay, does that make sense? That doesn't make sense. It's just a blog. Okay, so that's one. The second thing, of course, Buffer app. There are many out there, like as I mentioned, Sendable, Meet Edgar. There are like tons, right? So Buffer app is very easy to use. You can post social media post content, and it goes out. Then you can also look at analytics. You can also track the activities and the what do you call it? The quality, whether there's any type of engagement, like conversation, shares, and whatnot. So that's the simplest one you can use. Now there's a one high-end company that they've been doing a lot of project for services with a lot of big companies. It's called Sprout. Now Sprout's a little bit pricey. I would say like $100 a month. But the cool thing about a Sprout, they're not just a scheduling system type of like similar to Buffer app, but they actually focus more on the analytics. They focus more on some other ways to track so many things, not just the basic content on the social media post, but it will also give you some sort of other suggestions on how to listen to your competitor, listen to how your audience are actually doing. So it comes with a lot of stuff, So if you're established businesses that want to get more out of, just basic tracking, then I highly recommend that you need to check out Social Sprout, okay? Because it's not just a schedule and system; it has a lot of other cool stuff that can help you with, figuring out the engagement level, figuring out, what our, your target audience are actually doing, how they're speaking on different places, so you can, keep track of the conversation, right? So you can definitely check out social. I believe they're like probably $100 a month. Let's see. Buffer is much affordable. You can pay like $10 for like 4 or 5 channels. If you only have like 2 or 3 channels, you can use the free option. But the Sprout, you can try. Yeah, as I mentioned, $100. You can use it for 30 days, see if you like it, and see if this is actually can help with your business in terms of engagement and conversion and whatnot. You can definitely check it out. Okay. So that's your question for the tool. Okay, that's for the tool. Now let's see, what's the second question. The second question is, what is the difference between the Yoast plugin and Rank Math? I believe I talked about this before. So the purpose of the Yoast plugin, this is for non-tech people or non-techie people that build the site. So Yoast basically helps you, or basically you have to do your part of the work in terms of optimizing your blog pages, static pages when it comes to like implementing the on-page SEO. That basically means the page titles, the meta tags, the title tags, the content within the website, any link you're pointing it out, external link or outbound link or internal link, right? So it helps you to optimize specific, either specific pages or all pages or even blog pages, right? So Rank Math, it's a new one that came out not too long ago, and they're similar to Yoast, right? It is 100% free. Yoast has a free option and also the paid version. I mean, you can still use the free options, and Yoast been there for quite some time. Okay, so both are similar. I don't honestly have enough experience with Rank Math, but I know some of my colleagues and some of my team are using it, they're liking it, and they basically tell me it's similar, except with some extra feature where you can look for a keyword suggestion. I think we used to have this when you tried to go on the back end of Yoast and put like main, what do you call it, a keyword or the main theme of the keyword. It usually used to give it like a pop-up with suggestion. So Rank Math has that feature as well. So at the end of the day, these tools don't matter if you don't actually implement the actual on-page SEO implementation. Makes sense? Because plugging in the tool and not doing the work is not going to really help you. So the option is yours. I don't recommend using both. Or I would say, use the first one and see how you feel it. If it's easy for you to use, if it's makes sense to you, right? It's self-explanatory and whatnot. And you can test the Rank Math and see how you feel it, because both almost that's the same thing or similar. Maybe one of them have an extra feature and whatnot, right? So that's what I would suggest. So don't use both, just use one of them, and that should be enough. In fact, let me show you the difference right here between Yoast and the Rank Math. Let me pull it up. Let's say, hey Ludi, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Hudam, thanks a lot for joining in. Hey Najib, what's going on, my man? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Hey Rocky. So let me show you. Because there's a huge misconception. People think that just activating the plugin helps with the SEO. It doesn't. Okay, plugin it's there for non-coders to go on the back end and implement all these stuff, right? So let me show you what I'm talking about right here. So this is Rank Math. This is the plugin. It's free. You can click on the demo, see how it works. Okay, so this is the Rank Math. Okay, so all these features that come, if you understand what all these are all the on-page, technical jargons and stuff that if you understand the advanced on-page SEO, then you would know what are these for. Okay, so this is Rank Math. Okay, you can give it a try. You can see how to use it, all the important information, again, how to set it up, all the guidelines, step-by-step guides are all there. So if you're kind of confused, You can go to the useful resources, figure out how to do keyword research, what is the page speed, what does compatible product mean, and whatnot. You can have all of it right here. Now, Yoast, this is Yoast, right? They have different plugins. They have Yoast for video, they have Yoast for Google News submission, and they also have a couple of SEO training. But most of these are like a one-time fee that you have to pay, or you can just use the free one. So this is Yoast, and they have a bunch of other products. Like for example, the video SEO plugin. This is pretty cool because on this one, if you have a particular video on a page and you set up the page titles and the meta tag, you can also kind of have the video show up under the meta tag, which makes your meta tag stand out than the rest. Leslie, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. How are you? How you? Any good cheap alternative to ClickFunnels? Excellent question. Well, ClickFunnels, there are tons. I mean, you have leadpages.net, you have Instapage. Let me show you in a few minutes. So check out Yoast and look at Rank Math, see what you like. All the basic training resources are here. So you're not just adding a plugin, but if you want to learn how it works, you can go back to the website and go through their free content training materials. Some of them are paid, but just look at the free one, like how to basic step-by-step guide. Okay. So let's see. The other question is, Leslie said, any good cheaper alternative to ClickFunnels? So the thing with the ClickFunnels, right? The ClickFunnels, they have a system in place where it helps you to create landing pages from the back end. It helps you to connect with an email system, right? So it's like a whole package set up for you to drag and drop and set it up. Make sense? Now, other alternative might not be exactly the same. And there was one called Funnel Dash, but I don't know if they're still around, which was similar to ClickFunnels, but much cheaper. But other alternative, if you're looking for a landing page creation, a system that can that can help you with a landing page and then grab information, I can't think of it right now. What I know, just for the option of landing pages, right? So leadpages.net, it's one company. So they help you to set up the lead pages, and you can also capture emails basically, right? So lead pages is much affordable too, but it is not exactly or possible like ClickFunnels. Because when it comes to ClickFunnels, Leslie, the question that we have to ask when it comes to any type of services like lead pages and ClickFunnels and whatnot, the first question we have to ask, like, why are we using this particular system for? Like, what is it for, right? If I'm just going to collect name and emails, then you don't need that. If you want to create some type of easy drag and drop with the copy and a video and capture the name and email and hand something out, so you have to look at the functionality and what you need it for and whether these tools comes with it. Make sense? So you can look at lead pages. You can check this one right here. Okay. So they help you with that. It comes with the pop-up alert bars, or opt-in text. So a lot of folks use this for running ads, capturing leads. You see? So lead pages is an option. If it does what exactly needs to do, then go for it. Shout out for my homeboy Chris Vasquez. Where you at? Chris, where you at, my man? Let's see. So right here, save time by connecting the data dots, right? Analytics, payments, MailChimp. You can have MailChimp configured to it. Go to social, Salesforce. Okay, so that's one. Leadpages.net. I think the other one is called Instapage, I think. So Instapage. Instapage. Come on. So Instapage, deploy unique landing pages for every ad, convert more. So a lot of people use landing pages either to capture leads or they utilize it on the ad, like Google Ads, Bing advertising, or even Facebook website traffic ad, right? So that's another option. Instapage.com. You can check it out if that's, again, Leslie, if that's what you need, right? Because there's so many other ways that you can do for either cheap or even free. Let's say, for example, you can have a landing page created in WordPress, right? There's so many free landing pages that comes with WordPress, and if you want to connect that for free, you can connect it to, let's say, MailChimp. That way, when you get new leads, automatically they can get the copy of your ebook or videos and whatnot. So there's so many alternative ways of bootstrapping your strategy initially. If you're under a budget, then you can definitely bootstrap it, right? And for those funnel building functionality, yeah. So with the lead pages, .net and Instapage, it doesn't come with a lead funnel. That's something you have to figure out using Aweber, MailChimp, or MailerLite. Because the whole idea of the funnel is what? The whole idea of the funnel, there are two options. Specific audience comes to the landing page and they opt in and they get what they need. That's number one. Some funnels or sale funnels, what they do, they sell you let's say they give you something for free, or they give you something for like $20. The customer gets it. Then after that, they send another email back after a few days to upsell. Or once they get the thank you page, and after that they offer, hey, by the way, if you bought this service, we also have an additional service that can do extra amazing thing, but it will cost, like, let's say $400 or $99 or 400 or 300, whatever the case may be. And they can also, if they're interested, they can buy the higher ticket, or they can ignore and continue with the least price, right? So that really comes under your strategy, and it also depends less like what do you want to do, right? Like when people say, I want the sale funnel, right? I want the lead funnel, but the question is, like, why? Like, what is the objective? We have to go back. You have to go back, and when you look at the website, right, there has to have some sort of purpose behind it, right? You're trying to increase your service. You're trying to increase your revenue. You're trying to add, basically increase your bottom line. So to do that in the digital marketing, you of course have to utilize your website, because your website is like your real estate, right? Then you also have all the social channels that you can brand and get more eyeballs from those places back to your site, right? So there has to be a clear purpose. What is it for? Because if you want to build your business, you got to increase customers. So you have to understand how customers behave on Google, on social media, on the search engine, and how to attract them. Based on those information, based on those data, you are building the site, right? So you have to have that clear objective. You don't want to build it just for the sake of making it look good, or for a brochure, or for information. That's not how it works, because your audience, if they are searching for you, like, they want to know what they're looking for. Make sense? So that's how you have to look at it. Because my customer, for example, looking to hire us to do either training for the, schools, staffs, companies, or let's say you're offering some sort of consultation services for financial consultant or B2B businesses. So they're searching, and when they find your page, it addresses their needs, their challenges, and they take that action, right? That's very, very important, because otherwise your website becomes, or the landing page becomes, like information with no purpose. You know what I mean? Because if you don't get the leads that you need, if you don't get the customer that you need, then same thing with the social channels, then you're actually kind of wasting some time. Make sense? So Instapage, lead pages, those I can think of when it comes to just landing pages. And if you want to be very cheap, you can definitely connect it with MailChimp or Aweber or MailerLite. Now, WordPress comes with so-called free landing pages, but one of my favorite premium one is called Thrive Theme. So it's amazing. Thrive Theme has all these awesome landing pages ready-made. So you can build the website like a fully functional site, but the design looks like a landing page, because you have to have a purpose and objective, right? So for example, for a medical client, if they need more patients, their website has a clear objective why it's built. Like, they want the patient to basically find them and come to the clinic and so forth, because that's what makes money to that specific niche, right? So this is Thrive Theme. It's a premium, so they come with amazing templates for landing pages, and they also have their own, like some sort of theme builder. All right. So, but they specialize in landing pages, which means they also teach and train and specialize in conversion. So they talk about target audience, target traffic, how to convert them. Those are very, very important because a website that gets traffic, right, and it doesn't convert those traffic into buying customers or a customer who will buy the product or the service, then it is a complete waste of time. It's like having a shop, like an ice cream shop, in the highway or close to this amazing, let's say, a commercial area, and there's no open sign. It's 1,000 people passing by, and there's no open sign and nobody getting in, right? So that's how you have to treat the website. If the traffic is coming in, don't you want to grab all those traffic, right? Because you want to make sure that these are your potential leads, right? So check out Thrive Theme if you want to invest a little bit. So Thrive Theme, they specialize in, as I mentioned, like in landing pages and A/B testing and conversion. You can use it for ads. You can also use it just like a typical site. Okay, so those are the ones that I can think of now. But to find something exactly similar to ClickFunnels with an affordable price, there was one called the Funnel Dash, but when I looked for it, it wasn't coming up. I'm not sure if they changed the name or it's a little bit different. But I can ask my team to see if they know any other alternative similar to ClickFunnels with an affordable price. If I find it, I'll definitely let you know. Okay? All right. Any more questions, y'all? Any more questions? Do y'all have any more questions? So let me close the Thrive Theme, Rank Math. Let's see what else I have. Okay, what are the best resources to learn WordPress? Okay, well, let me recommend Dinada. Okay, let me recommend some good resource when it comes to learning, especially for beginners. I have a couple of places that I highly recommend to check out. I mean, you can also actually go to meetup.com and look for, if you're in a different state, you can go to Meetup and look for WordPress Meetup because they're super amazing. They're super helpful. It's all about that open source community where they like to help each other, right? So let me share a couple of resources for you. Meetup. And here in San Antonio, we have a San Antonio WordPress community. So if you're in San Antonio, make sure you join it because we usually do at least one workshop on, it's called WordPress Wednesday. Some of the other developers, I talked to some of the amazing developers locally from San Antonio, so they're going to start do some technical advanced coding classes for WordPress developers. So if you're a freelancer who wants to improve, learn more, make sure you join the WordPress meetup. I'm going to show in a few minutes right here. Bear with me. And what else I can think of in the Facebook? 2 places I would recommend for TIFF in Facebook. Let's see. Tahira, I'm sorry, Tahiri Muhammad Salaam, how are you? You're most welcome. Thank you. Tahiri, you're most welcome. If you have any question, please let me know. So one of the question was best resources to learn. So I'm going to share with you guys a few things right here, especially on WordPress. I mean, you can definitely go to WordPress.org. They have tons of forums and resources. But let me give you stuff that I used a long time ago, and I'm learning from it, and it's really, really good. Just bear with me. Could you please tell us which is the best Elementor or Thrive? That's an excellent question. Thrive, it's basically specifically for landing pages, right? Which means that whole niche focuses on A/B testing, conversion, traffic, understanding the customer behavior, understanding the search engine. That's what is it for. Elementor, it's similar to Divi, which is like a drag and drop, right? So it's a cool, it's a very popular theme right now because he's one of the things that a couple of students that come to my workshop and telling me that, you know what, I do want to build sites I want to build website for customers. I want to be into the website development business, but I'm not good at coding or I don't have enough time to learn coding. And plus I don't probably love it, right? So I basically tell them, okay, get into Divi or Elementor, just study the whole Elementor. If you go to the Elementor website, they have a full resource documentation, step-by-step guide that shows you how to run it, right? So learn exactly how to do it. Then after that, study the user experience, UI, UX factors. Then start building it using Elementor, because most customers, all they care, website that is functional, that is supposed to do what it's supposed to do, and help them grow their business, right? And you can learn the design aspect either by hiring a designer, or just you can look at it. If you're not a good designer, then hire a designer to help you with that, or just become a partner in the team, right? So Elementor is amazing, just like Divi. And there's another one that Corey Ashton talked about it last week. It's called Monstroid 2. That's another one you need to check it out, okay? So that's a difference between Thrive and Elementor. Thrive is mainly just landing pages. If you want to build landing pages and focus on landing pages, Thrive is for you. Now, can I build landing pages through Elementor? Yes, you can. Okay, if you know how, then you can definitely do that as well. Okay, so let me share with you some of the resources when it comes to best places to learn about WordPress. Make sure when you go to YouTube, look up for Corey Ashton, because Corey Ashton, she one of the founders of Webtegrity, which is one of the biggest WordPress development agency here in San Antonio. Okay, she's really good. She amazingly shares tons of amazing content within the subject of WordPress. She has a YouTube channel called Ask Corey. So the first place I would advise you to check, because most of our videos, like 5 to 7 second topic, you can always ask her questions and connect with her. So let me show you Corey Ashton right here. Okay, so you will learn a lot from her. I mean, her content is amazing. Okay, so check out Corey Ashton, bunch of titles, different subject that might interest you. On all of them, like 5 minutes, 6 minutes top, like mostly 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Some of them could be like 11 and so forth. Okay, Leslie. All right, so that's the first place. The second place is one of all-time favorite. It's the WP Beginner, because the cool thing about this founder, Said Balkhi, who also owns Monster Insights plugin, this website is one of the best because the way he writes the blog, he shows you all the images, all the step-by-step guides. He does tons of reviews and honest feedback on some of the latest and the greatest WordPress products out there. So make sure you check out WP Beginner. WP Beginner, right? Because if you go to start here, you can basically learn all the basic just right from here. Start basic, right? So that's the first place. And the cool thing about WP Beginner, they also have an amazing Facebook group, right? It's called facebook.com/groups/WP Beginner. So you can basically join, ask questions if you need some help, need some feedback, worked on some project, that's a really good community, right? So that's the second one. Join this Facebook group on WordPress. The third one is the WordPress Help and Share. This is a company run by my friend Jared Gucci, WPFixit.com. It's also another great place for developers and non-developers to ask questions and get feedback and suggestion. So that's the third one. The first one is Corey Ashton YouTube, WP Beginner, then the group of the WP Beginner, then of course the fourth one is this. And the fifth one, again, my all-time favorite, Mr. Troy Dean, who is the founder of WP Elevation. He's from Australia. This guy's amazing. He came to the state a couple of times on WordCamp. He has an amazing podcast called the WP Elevation Podcast. If you have an iTunes or SoundCloud, look up for his podcast, because what he does, he interviews all these amazing entrepreneurs within the WordPress industry, or just entrepreneurs. He even had a couple of interviews with the founders of Thrives and whatnot. It's amazing. So if you just listen to the podcast, you will learn a lot, not just about the WordPress, but how to run the agency, how to run your freelancing business, for example, if you want to expand on that. So the podcast is amazing. The content is amazing. You can see some of the free training. He's more focused right now to help WordPress freelancers how to build their business, not just as a freelancer, but as an agency, right? So he's I highly recommend him. Amazing stuff. So that's another awesome value for you to improve on your WordPress development, but also to build your own business and rather just working for a company. I highly recommend that you should have your own business, run your own thing, so you can, be in control of your destiny. Okay, so check out WP Elevation. And the last but not least, you can go to Meetup. If you go to Meetup, just do any search for Meetup in your location, and you'll see tons of Meetup across United States and also internationally, all over the place. So here in San Antonio, we have the San Antonio WordPress Meetup group. So if you are, make sure you join us, because this is one of the group that I manage with Corey and other professionals and experts within the volunteers within the WordPress. So make sure you join it. Okay, and I also have another group that I run to basically do 10 workshop and 1 seminar per month for local businesses and startup. So if you want to learn about that stuff too, eventually, hopefully next month, because yesterday a couple of folks showed up at one of my offices. I thought I forgot to update the workshop that's going to be live. That was my fault, but they did show up, which is okay. That's good for me. So that means people are ready, and next month I'm going to make some plan to start giving some of the offline classes. Okay, so this one here is San Antonio Marketing Group. On this one, I do tons of workshop, not just on WordPress, but everything from digital ads, startups, outsourcing, online ads, SEO, everything. So that's a second meetup that I have here in San Antonio, Texas. So those are some of the resources on how to basically improve your knowledge on using WordPress, and also to build that community of other WordPress fans and whatnot, or to build your business either as a freelancer or as an agency. Okay. Charles said, I am. I don't know what you mean by I am. Okay. So let's see. Any more questions? Any more questions, folks? Any more questions? Let's see what else I have here. And by the way, tomorrow I'm gonna be a guest. Mahmoud Ali, what's going on? How are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to be doing a session at 2 p.m. I'm not sure what's the topic, with the key co-working. I'm looking to teach web design. Any tips to get started? Yeah, the meetup. So Charles, the meetup is the best place. In fact, once I open to do the meetup offline, then you're more than welcome to come and talk about design if you want. Okay, you're more than welcome, bro. But if you also want to start your own meetup about WordPress, or join the WordPress community and tell them, hey, I want to do workshop on, let's say, design, and most of them will basically say yes. In fact, if you go to Austin probably they have more members than us when it comes to WordPress developers. But if you want to do it with the San Antonio WordPress meetup, or even the San Antonio Online Marketing Group, bro, you are more than welcome, man. You got my Yusufied approval. Okay. So let's see, any more questions here? Do we have any more questions? All right, here's a question here. Okay, what does it mean when you purchase a package from a web hosting? What does it mean, a package with 10,000 visitors? Does it mean I will get 10,000 visitors right away? No. I'm thinking of doing something. Yeah, of course you can do it on Zoom too. I mean, you can definitely use, let's say you make a post on your social, like around this day, on this time, I'm going to do a live session or a Zoom session, and you can live stream it on Facebook and or YouTube and whatnot, and you can show people and talk about, yeah, you can definitely do that online if you want. Okay. And going back to that question, yes, when you buy hosting services, right? Some of the, the different kinds of hosting services, like you have the cloud hosting, dedicated, the VPN, VPS, virtual private server, VPN. No, not VPN. What is it, Charles? The virtual private server, I think, VPS, and the shared hosting, right? So the shared hosting basically means a lot of businesses are sharing that one machine, right? That's why they're very cheap. So when you look at the packages and it says like, up to or 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000 visitors, that doesn't mean when you pay for that service, you are going to get 10,000 traffic. It doesn't mean that. What it means that your website can handle up to, let's say, 10,000 type of visitors or traffic. Now, it is your duty, right? You have to work on the website from digital marketing point of view, like implementing ads or, excuse me, implementing search engine optimization to get the target traffic organically, right? And getting traffic through the ads and whatnot. So that's going to be your job to basically implement marketing to get those traffic. But when you get it, based on the packages, it will not be able to handle, let's say, if you buy a package for like a 10,000 visitor per month maximum, that means when your traffic goes up to like 15,000, it might slow down your website, it might cause some issues. So you have to upgrade. So that's what it means. It doesn't mean once you pick it up, you're going to get flooded with 10,000 visitors. Okay, it doesn't mean that. It means that when you do the marketing part, it can handle up to 10,000 visitors. Okay, does that make sense? All right. Let's see. How can I reach more customers? I just finished learning how to build website on WordPress. Well, there's so many ideas I can give it to you. I mean, you can go to right now if you have a LinkedIn account. LinkedIn account has a feature called Pro Finder, which is similar to Upwork and any of the other outsourcing services out there. But now you can submit your information on Pro Finder, and that way you can get customer from LinkedIn. Okay, so that's one option, right? That's one idea. The second idea, what I was telling Charles, if you're active locally in your community by going to WordPress meetup or even starting your own, because I started my own meetup, makes sense? So if you start your own meetup, educating the local business about, website design and traffic and whatnot, and how to, the purpose of the website and how to build it, if you can just be proactively in the community, that can also help, right? You can also utilize social media channels to start providing content like educational content or content that the customer, you did some research using the answersthepublic.com or some information to find out what your customer are looking for when it comes to websites and design and whatnot. So you can use those information to start putting content out there, right, on the social channels. You can start building, of course, have your own website, and you can blog, right? You can do a live streaming. You can do videos. Make sense? So there's so many ways. If you do things organically, it's going to be a little bit slow and it's going to take some time. If you have some extra cash that you want to invest on, like, Facebook ads or Bing or Google, you can also do that to get those customers, right? Now, you just reminded me that WP Elevation put an interesting and very, very good article on this subject as well. I'm going to go ahead and share it on the comment section. Some of the stuff that I basically did it and it worked, and some of them stuff like what was kind of a little bit new for me to learn. So check it out. So WP Elevation had an article about 20 creative ways to find WordPress web design client. Let me go ahead and share this with you guys, because some of the stuff, it really worked for me over these. Because the thing with me, I've been doing this since 2006, so I do have some type of footprint digitally. So that's why it's a little bit easier right now versus if you start from the beginning. Because when I started back in the day, like in the beginning, it was so challenging and so difficult. You had to go through a lot of hoops and whatnot. I was basically working like a crazy Jamaican buffalo. You know what I mean? Even what that means. So check this one right here. So this, I put the link in the comment section on Facebook. So 20 creative ways to find WordPress web design clients. This is from WP Elevation. This is the Troy Dean, the awesome dude. So he gives a couple of suggestions. He talks about, make sure you get traffic through organic SEO, referral, word of mouth, Facebook. If you're part of the Chamber of Commerce or BNI or networking events or join local networking groups, trade association, blogging and podcasting. See that? So make connection where you go. Agency directory listing. So if you have an office, you can use Google My Business page or moz.com/local, or you can also go to a directory niche-based directory listing for like web developers. So you can put your information there, right? You can also go with physically position yourself in the right place. That means this is more like a branding. So when you start building for your clients, you can't say, I just want to initially build for everybody. If you're going to focus on one particular client, let's say lawyers, You can build a couple of for them. Then after that, you can start going to different areas of the niche. Now that doesn't mean you cannot build for anybody. I'm just saying that that's one idea, okay, to kind of keep things very focused and laser focused. And because if you focus on one type of niche, it will be a little bit easier for you to find them and focus on them and build it only for them. You know what I mean? Once you start getting more leads and refer from different niches, then you can start experimenting with those as well. Because when I started back in the day, it was mostly for bloggers, then videos, then YouTube, then local business, then consultant, and now like companies and cities and whatnot, right? See what he said. He talks about Craigslist. Okay, he talks about co-working spaces. Yes, right now we have so many co-working spaces like throughout the states. Now here in San Antonio, we have Geekdom, we have Venture Point, VentureX. What else? I mean, Key Co-working. There's so many co-working spaces that you can be part of and provide value in those co-working spaces, right? Let's see. He talks about local printers, guidebooks, join Facebook groups. Okay. Social media, Instagram, you can show some of your amazing works, right? You can offer training on WordPress, attend local WordPress meetup. That's what I talked about. That give away a strategy session as a prize at networking events. Very nice. Nurture funnels, invitation, call emails, cold calls. If you're up to it, you can do that too. Oh, look at that, Uber and Lyft driving. If you do Uber and Lyft driving, you can also give them cards. Hey, if you're interested, I do web design. Or if you know anybody that needs help with web design, here's my card, right? Yelp and Google Maps. This is the one that I told you about, Google listing pages. So if you go to moz.com/local, and if you have an office or if you're part of the co-working space that they allow you to use their address as your business address, then you can utilize that. Because what happens once you have your information on the Google My Business page and your target audience are looking for you in that specific location, then there's a huge chance that your business address with your company name will show up. Okay? So it's always good to have a Google Maps and Google My Business page. Let's see. Tinder? Hell no. Okay. So that's some of the ideas that you can find from WP Elevation in terms of how to get clients. I also talked about running ads. That's another way. So there are tons of ways to do it, but just make sure that you stay consistent and don't give up. Okay, and utilize LinkedIn. I'm telling you, LinkedIn has a lot of huge values, and right now they're offering an outsourcing platform. So why not put your information in ProFinder, and that way you can have your customers from LinkedIn find you, right? Or while you're doing that, you can also start writing specific amazing content just on LinkedIn, like part 1 and pointing back to part 2 of the blog post on your website. You can also upload videos to LinkedIn, and you can also right now have LinkedIn Live, but you have to submit a request to get approval. I haven't got the approval yet. Okay, so once you get the approval, you can also do like a live session, right? So these sort of tips definitely going to help you, but you do have to be consistent, especially if you're on a tight budget. Try all these. If not, then invest in Facebook ads or Google ads, or even Bing, and see if you can get some customers through that. Okay. It is 6:48 p.m. Central Time. So let me know if you all have any more questions. Any more questions about digital marketing? Any more questions about WordPress, about user experience, conversions, market research, analyzing your audience, focusing on your customer base? Let me know. Let's see here. Let's see what else I have. So there you go. Why most LinkedIn users send spam messages? Unfortunately, it's unfortunately, right? Because most of them don't know how to utilize that part of the LinkedIn. And I do get a lot of messages. People don't even spend time to find out what I do. They just send the same messages to a bunch of other people, right? Now, does the so-called direct messages to LinkedIn work? Yes, it does if you do it properly. Right? If it does, if you do it properly. So what I mean by that, first of all, before you send any messages, look at the profile. Are these your target audience? Are these the audience that possibly might, require your service, right? And if you do want to send them a private message, the way you do it, it should be something like, Hi, John. I'm Yusuf. Let's say I'm a digital marketing agency owner. I enjoy connecting and growing my LinkedIn network and getting to know one another in the newsfeed. Your name. Or hey, John. I'm a real estate investor, and I enjoy connecting with and growing with LinkedIn networks and getting to know one another in the newsfeed. And it's just something simple like that because you're not trying to sell; you're trying to really get to know them. And if they do respond, great. Now you can take the conversation to the next level, right? And at the same time, your message has to be sincere. You're really doing that to get to know them, even if they're not going to become, even if they cannot become your customer or not going to become your customer, that's fine. At least they can probably refer you somebody, right? So that's the proper way. Is it good to use paid traffic to boost your website SEO in the beginning? That's an excellent question. The thing is, if you're talking about, excuse me, sorry about that, burp, is if you talk about Facebook boost, that's different, right? If you want to use Bing advertising or Google, those ad does not help with the search engine. Once you drop the ad, it's done. That's it. It has no effect on the SEO from our experience, to my understanding of our experience. It doesn't have any effect. SEO is a totally different thing by itself. That's what they call it organic, right? It has its own genre, it has its own technique and strategies. In fact, Google's the majority of the money that Google makes from the ad, it's coming from the Google ads. So they're not going to tell you how to do all the SEO. Otherwise, nobody going to focus on the ad area, right? But there are techniques you can learn from. If you study from Moz.com, searchengineland.com, searchenginejournal.com, right? These are the most ethical side when it comes to like SEO practices, right? Or even SEMrush.com under the academy. So the ad itself doesn't help with the SEO. The SEO has its own technique, right? But the ad can help you to get the target audience that you need, to get the traffic that you need, to get the conversion from these audience. Okay, so that's one thing on the Google ads and the Bing advertising. Now, if you're talking about Facebook boost ad, again, that's something different. I'm not sure if you try to talk about that too. So if it's a Facebook boost ad, which is the lowest form of ad category on Facebook, if you have a link and you're gonna boost, let's say you have a blog, you wrote a content, you want to boost it on Facebook so more people can read it. That's one strategy. So when they read the blog post, in the middle of the blog post, you can have some type of call to action, like hey, subscribe, or set up an appointment or book an appointment with a web developer. Makes sense? SEO plugins are good. In the beginning, I mentioned SEO plugin like Yoast and Rank Math are good, but you still have to do the SEO part. What I mean by that, adding the plugin and turning it on, it doesn't do anything. You still have to go on the back end, utilize the plugin to do the page title, title tag, schema tag, alt text, content within the pages, outbound link, external link, inbound link, no follow tag, do follow tag, index, no index tag. You got to do all that by utilizing the plugin, because the plugin basically is for non-coders. So if you're not a programmer or a coder that don't know how to do it on the back end of the website, that's why these plugins were made for a self-hosted WordPress-based website. Does that make sense? So that's what is it for. Okay, you still have to do the part of the search engine on-page optimization itself. Okay, otherwise it is again completely pointless. You know what I mean? So these were great questions. Let me know if you all have any more questions about digital, about WordPress, about branding, about marketing, analysis, data science, all this stuff. What to focus on, what to look for, how to increase revenue, how to increase traffic, how to what to focus when it comes to WordPress website or marketing. So please let me know. It is 6:54 p.m. Central Time. I'll wait for one more minute and to see if there's any more questions. Okay, and tomorrow don't forget to 6 p.m. Well, I said I'm gonna do one session with Key Co-working at 2 p.m. But that's going to be on the Key Co-working's Zoom link. I'll probably share the Zoom link. So they asked me to talk about Google AdWords tomorrow. Okay, we'll talk about Google AdWords tomorrow at 2 p.m. If I can get the link on the Zoom, I will post it on my Facebook, so y'all can check it out. So the way the Q co-working space works, the attendee shows up live on Zoom, and each one of them will basically introduce themselves and talk about themselves, like what kind of business they do, what kind of help they need. Then that's going to probably take like possibly 10-15 minutes. Then after that, I got like 30 minutes to talk about a specific topic. Okay. All right, so let me know, y'all, if y'all have any more questions, please. Let me know if you have any more questions. And don't forget, if y'all learned from watching this live streaming, do me a favor, just go ahead and tag some of your cool friends that are searching to learn these sort of things, or tag them or invite them or share this. I would highly appreciate it. If you're watching this as a replay, please put in the comment section replay. My time, well, right now, Tahiri, right now it's 6:56 p.m. Central Time. I'm in San Antonio, Texas, so it's right now 6:56 p.m. at this moment. Central Time is almost, it's in the evening. Are you from, where you from? UK? Where are you from? Where you at? Where you at, man? Where you at? Where you at? Okay, one more minute. Then after that, I will bounce. Okay, folks, thank you so much as always for tuning in. I highly appreciate it, and I'll see you all tomorrow at 6 p.m. But I do have a session at 2. Once I find the information, I'll put it on my Facebook. Morocco, assalamu alaikum. Okay? All right, I'll see you later. Bye bye for now.